everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. Turnovers could play a large role in today's game, as both defenses rank in the top 10 when it comes to forcing interceptions. It's the Raiders going up against the Chargers. Will this be the final season of Charger football in San Diego? I know two guys that hope it's not. That's our commentary team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
America's finest city on about as fine a Sunday afternoon as you're ever gonna see. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the Oakland Raiders and the San Diego Chargers. Hi, everybody. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And last week they put together a 3-touchdown victory and were never challenged in that game. Let's see if they have a little bit of a letdown here.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they come in on a good run. Winners of 5 of their last 7. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by their veteran QB out of Michigan State. It's Brian Hoyer.
You have to give him a ton of credit throughout his NFL career. Undrafted, found his way into the league as a starter, and displays an amazing amount of toughness mentally and physically in trying to make his way in the NFL.
Here's the former Bronco. It's C.J. Anderson with his first carry. He takes this for 3 to the 29. The big man, Vince Wilfork, able to get him down. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They run it again with Anderson. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Here's Hoyer. Surveying the field. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dante Hightower with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. Now the 8-year man out of SMU, Thomas Morstead, on to kick it away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. Take it at the 37. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. Here's Elliott. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Now that's the way you want to start a drive. Talk about a tone setter as well as a playbook opener. Now if you want to take a big shot over the top, you're all positioned to do so.
On 2nd down, Elliott. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. The linebacker, DeQuell Jackson, in on the tackle.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Here we go.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, partner, I haven't seen a vote for most popular player on the team. This guy's got to get a lot of votes. He does not care, does he? Totally unselfish, physical runner, doesn't worry about yardage, just keeps moving the chains, being a team player.
Set, 3-19.
Throwing on first is Wentz. Brought in by Coates. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
They'll run with Elliott. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Five yards left for the offense. It's second down.
Here we go.
They go to Elliott again. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up first and goal.
Offensive linemen are famous for doing their job no matter who's carrying the ball. But when they have the confidence that the person carrying it can break off big-time runs, that makes them block just a little bit harder.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Hurry up, here we go.
Wentz going to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off. It's J.J. Wilcox. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, first down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Well, we saw the practice film this week. They wanted to focus on these intermediate passing plays, and it paid off there.
And they took that focus not just to the practice field, but in the film room to show the guys exactly what they wanted, what types of looks they should expect to get, and how they would beat those coverages each and every time, and it paid off on that play.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Charles on the slant. You always need good ball placement. They got it there.
Brandon, the quarterback, put it in the exact perfect spot, right to the upfield shoulder of the receiver, and he used his body to keep the defender away.
Second down, they need less than a yard to pick up the first. In the slot on the right is Graham. Now Hoyer. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
The Chargers trot out their dime package. Now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Finding time. He goes underneath for Anderson. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Fielded just inside the 30. A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. And now San Diego getting set to go. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll make it second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
On second down, here's Wentz. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
So a second down incompletion now brings up third down. One man in the backfield, Elliott. To throw is Wentz. And that is incomplete. He was trying to fit it into Gronkowski there. Now fourth down.
Well, I've got to give him some credit there. He tried to sell the out route, tried to sell it hard. And as a receiver, what you're really trying to do is maneuver a defender inside to give yourself a little more cushion breaking to the out. But how about the defender reading it really well, not buying the fake or the maneuver inside, and getting to the sideline and helping break up the pass.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time with just punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. They start the drive with Anderson. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Now, that result is no surprise. This team is bringing back memories of what? The 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. Those teams were so great against the run, they made you abandon any plans of doing that when you played against them.
Again, Anderson. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down. So they run it on second down. Now let's see what third down brings here for the offense. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. He's got time in the pocket. And the third down pass falls incomplete. Quincy Anoon with the intended receiver. And fourth down coming up. Here's Thomas Morstead now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Fielded at the 33. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he takes it across midfield to the 45. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Another carry for the rookie Elliott. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. So it'll be first down here after the run. On first down, Wentz. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Keenan Lewis. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. That's an experienced DB picking off a rookie, and you know sometimes those experienced DBs, they love going against the young pups, don't they?
And I go back to the offseason, had a quick conversation with him about, hey, when you play younger quarterbacks, what's it like for you? And he says it's like being a boxer. I give him a lot of different angles, a lot of different looks, and a lot of times I just bait the young guy. And
there he baited him right into the interception. Then he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. So a couple failed attempts here for the ground game, assuming you pass here on 3rd.
Doesn't look like you're getting anywhere running the ball at all, so I would agree with you on that one. You got to think about going to the air to try and pick up the yardage you need.
Anything in particular you look for on 3rd and long?
I don't think you go play action here. Just go back in the pocket, get out of your hands pretty quickly, and let your receivers do the work.
And he's got a noon one. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
Graham slotted out to the left.
Hang on now. 3-19.
First down. Here's the run with Anderson. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Ready to go now in the 2nd quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. They face a 2nd and 7 to start things out.
Green 39. Green 39.
Here's Hoyer. Screen play, Anderson. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Here's the option going right. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. Mike Nugent now to line up for the field goal. The wind is at his back here in the 2nd quarter. And Nugent puts it through. And the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense, and over the post.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out.
It's not always as straight as that team wanted it more than the other, but on that play, it actually was true. They were faster to the ball.
87's mine. Don't worry about that.
They slot Gronkowski outright.
Blue 90. Blue 90. Gun. Leopard.
Wentz to throw on second down. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, DeQuell Jackson. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But, boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, that's the kind of run they need, hopefully, to get themselves kick-started.
Now Anderson. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
The previous play was a nice run, so they came back with the draw. I think they were trying to fool the defense into thinking they would throw the ball and wanted to run it again. Unsuccessful, but this team is definitely showing they want to keep it on the ground.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
Let's go! Green, 39!
Now Hoyer. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, this from 37. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So a good kick there, and they wrap up the drive by putting 3 on the board.
And, you know, let's face it, you're not always going to come away with 6. Defense in the NFL are just too good. But you've got to come away with something. And there, they get 3.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
Here we go.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Second down following the run. They'll come out in the pistol. Throwing now is Wentz. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
And the offense in that middle ground here on 3rd down. 5 yards to go.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now!
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a 1st down for them, too.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
You got 4. You got 4.
All right, here we go.
10 carry now for Elliott. And he's got room. Cutback, left sideline. And all the way in. Touchdown, San Diego. Ezekiel Elliott, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Chargers are an extra point away from moving out in front. And his kick is good. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it. In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. Dante Hightower on the stop. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Hoyer. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. So they're able to connect and beat the man coverage.
Nice job between the two of them. One getting downfield, the other one delivering.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Here we go.
Now we'll run with Anderson. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Partner, that defensive win reminds me of something a coach of mine used to say all the time. If you really want it, you'll find a way to go get it. And the defense did exactly that.
So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 11. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he finds Harry Douglas. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
And now a first down following that long gain. They'll run it now out of the gun. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I think the blitz there really disrupted the draw.
Yeah, and it's usually when you catch them in a blitz, the draw works pretty well. If you're the offensive coordinator right now, that's visor throwing time, isn't it? Because that's supposed to work in a big way.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He goes underneath for Anderson. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. They'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive.
Let's go, Hardy. Green 39. Green 39. Hey, watch out.
Here's Hoyer. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today.
So much of his game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
It's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. And now San Diego getting set to go. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive, but they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out.
And he lost the football. A right side catch by Crabtree. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away.
After review the ball, the ruling on the field stands.
And tough starting field position here.
All right, here we go. 319. 319. 87 speed. 87 speed. Back to that Philly. Here we go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. It's Hill, complete. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Wentz now on 1st down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Tyrone Crawford in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to San Diego after this timeout.
Nice hit, baby.
A reminder coming up at halftime. Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before that. Here's Wentz to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Slants are so tough to cover because everything happens so fast. But sometimes it happens too fast for the guy catching the ball because all of his movements have to be quick off the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden the ball's right on top of you. And maybe he got a little bit ahead of himself there.
A lot of times coming in with good pace, and he dropped it. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Matt Bosher now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Raiders will take possession. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Graham slotted out to the left.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green.
Hoyer. Screen play, Anderson. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Watch that in. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Here we go. 3-19.
Now Hoyer. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Holding offense. The penalty is declined.
They can't stop me out here. Watch tight. Watch tight. Tight end right. Tight end right.
Let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion.
Hey. You got three.
Blue 90. Blue.
Out of the gun now on third down. A dump off to Anderson. And he'll go down at the 28. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
So they'll turn to the kicker again. He's been a busy man thus far. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And Nugent puts it through, and that will push the lead up to 12-7. So a good kick there, and they finish off the drive with 3.
And that should be the goal for an offense. Finish each drive with points. So that's a nice job there to come away with at least something.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is taken at the 3. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Chargers looked great last week, but haven't been as steady today. The Raiders have to be commended for playing a really good first half. So let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. Chargers with possession halfway through one. Wentz's throw under pressure leads to the turnover. Wilcox reading the play and comes away with it, ending the drive. Midway right through the second quarter. Elliott's going to duck out to the left, and nobody can stop him on this long touchdown. They go ahead by 1. Now looking to take advantage after the turnover. Crabtree got the catch, but fumbles here. Now following the fumble, Crawford's got to get to the quarterback here. This ends up as a loss of 12. That'll do it for us here at EA Sports Studios. Let's get back out to Brandon and Charles for the call of the second half. Brandon.
So teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
We got 3. We got 3.
Let's go.
We got 3.
Second half starts with a carry by Elliott. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Nine yards still remaining here to pick up the first on 2nd down.
Here we go now. 3-19. Over.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. They complete it to Hill. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. This is Elliott. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Right. 4 yards remaining now on 2nd down. Again, it's Elliott. And some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And another good game here as the numbers show. We had a rare meeting with the entire offensive line this week. They were pretty ecstatic. Well, they should be ecstatic again.
And we had that meeting with them because of how they played last week. I thought it was your idea. It was brilliant to say, let's bring the big guys in. Well, it was true. Let's talk to the guys. How did they pull that off? Because they were so productive. No real problems in getting to the offensive backfield. They were getting downfield, getting the second, third level, creating extra blocks. We're seeing that again this week. They are really locked in. So credit to them, but also a big credit to the offensive line coach, because he's got to feel great about what he's prepared.
Absolutely. Into the red zone. Wentz. This will be caught just inside the 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets them up now 1st and goal. And he was able to find a very soft spot in that zone coverage.
I love that term, Brandon. That soft spot where you find the open area, set up, and catch the football before the hard collision comes afterwards.
Watch left. Tight end to the left, tight end left.
Hey. All right, here we go.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. Snap coming at 1. Now Wentz. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Jay Prosh, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are going to retake the lead. And he wasn't blocking or running it there. They tossed it to him.
And you remember the good old days when the 49ers were riding roughshod in the league? They used their fullback in pass plays all the time. Roger Craig, Tom Rathman, those guys were terrific at running these types of plays.
And they will line up now for the two-point try.
Green 39! Green 39!
Wentz going to look to throw. And unable to connect. They don't get the two-point conversion here. And in the third quarter here, they were trying to push that to a three-point game, but instead it'll stay at 1.
And I'm a big proponent of not chasing points or going for two too early. But in this case, I understand why. You know, if you kick an extra point, you're just up 2, right? So a field goal still puts the other team ahead. So you go for 2 here and protect the field goal lead. They didn't get it done, though.
A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
So often you hear about teams trying to avoid the middle when they're working against a true 3-4 defense because the nose is so hard to move. Which side do you block him to? How do you get him out of the middle? Well, some teams will double team. Some teams have a good center that can move a guy. But if you can control him, that takes away whatever the rest of the force guys are trying to do to you, because once they get to the play, you usually overwhelm them with your own blockers, and that creates some space. There are so many definitions of a complete back. I think most people think a guy who can block, a guy who can catch, and a guy who can run. But how about when you put it all together as a runner, and you can fake people out, you can be shifty, and also run with some power and break tackles, as we just saw on that pickup.
Double tight, double tight. 3 down, 3 down.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving.
False start. Offense. Still second down.
Tight end right. Tight end right. Alert.
Set, 3-19.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 15 yards there for number 15.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10.
Tight end right. 3 down, 3 down.
Set, green, 39. Green, 39.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving.
False start. Offense.
Don't be scared of it.
Still first down.
Double tight, guys. Double tight. Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down.
In the backfield is Anderson.
3-19.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Whenever I go to a team's practice facility and watch them work, I love to watch the defensive guys in what they call pursuit drills. The ball goes either towards them or away from them. How fast will they respond? On this play, the defensive end responded better than anyone and made a really nice play.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Edwards got 4 down.
Hurry up, here we go.
Here's Hoyer. And left side here, it's Graham. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down.
Let's go.
Hoyer. And this is going to be incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. It's time for our players' spotlight right now as we get a look at Carson Wentz. And this game a little tough to figure out. He's got the 4 interceptions as we take a look at the struggles. They're winning, though.
If this were a movie, this script would be...
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
No. 3 down.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Mike 57.
On first down, Wentz. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski, complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
All right, here we go. 319. 319. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing on first is Wentz. Wide open receiver, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Really nice little connection there. They go with the corner route, and it works out well.
And the best way to set up the corner route is to throw slants throughout the ball game so that when you're able to get back outside, the defender has to respect the inside game.
And he takes it across midfield to the 45. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
And while the guys with the ball are having a whole lot of fun keeping it on the ground, the guys on the opposite side, they are having zero fun. They've been getting pushed around the entire game and haven't found an answer yet to slow down the running game.
And some options here for the offense on 2nd and 2. Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay.
Delay of game, offense. Still 2nd down.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Here we go now. Green.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. Play clock winding down. From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Connor Barwin in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Here's Matt Bosher now, as he's on to punt for San Diego. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This will be fielded at the 17. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Chargers defense now getting set and taking the field. They did their job last go-around, forced the punt, hoping for more of that here.
They got off the field. That's exactly what they wanted to accomplish. Get off the field, turn the ball over to their offense, and kick back and enjoy a little bit of water and rest before they have to go back out there again.
Back out there now, hoping to hurry up and get more water and rest.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
And he'll try to fire up the running game with C.J. Anderson. And he powers his way up past the 30. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Now Hoyer. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
They tried to make something happen, but that one came up incomplete and really wasn't a good-looking throw.
Yeah, maybe even go as far as to call that a little ill-advised.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the right phrase for it. Definitely ill-advised. Just wonder about his mechanics right now, you know, and that's the tough part. You do so much stuff in practice to make it repetitive, but it has to repeat under pressure, whether it's pressure from the defense or just the pressure of playing the game.
And heading out for another drive, the Raiders defense. They're trailing on the scoreboard. Now, they had to watch that last drive, then they come out here. Defensively, when you played, did you like being out there defensively to start the second half or wait to drive?
I wanted to be out there right away. Come out of the locker room, get right back into the flow of the game, because sometimes when you sat around, you liked it when your offense gave you a long drive, but it made it a little bit tougher to get out on the field.
Well, it's the second drive here. We'll see how they respond. Morris Claiborne makes the play defensively.
And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time containing this guy all game long, but maybe they can build a little bit off of that play, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum. Yeah, every now and then you can actually tackle that guy.
Back near the goal line. Here's Wentz. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The 40, 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, San Diego. Tyreek Hill, 95 yards. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. So from back deep in their home territory, all the way into the end zone. You think they expected to score on that one?
I'm not sure they expected to score, but they also showed that they're not averse to taking a little bit of a risk there, right? Taking a chance, because the normal call is take care of the football, run it, be safe. Instead, they put it in the air and took a gamble, and it paid off in a big way. That wasn't an analytics call. That wasn't a fantasy guy's call. That was like a video game call right there.
It was a little bit of a video game call, but it worked. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
It's the third quarter, and they're down on the scoreboard, and while no one wants to hit the panic button just yet, points are a necessity on this drive. What a great way to get set up.
The Chargers defense gearing up to take the field. They were able to force the 3-and-out last time, led to the punt, and then led to a touchdown for their crew, so they'll be looking for a little bit more of that, Charles.
Well, I think that they created the spark with the 3-and-out. Gave a little momentum to their offense and said, all right, appreciate it, guys. And they took the ball downfield and stuck it in the end zone.
And that defense wasn't out there long. They'll be trying to keep it short here. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Now, that's a run that warms a play caller's heart, because you're actually set up to do whatever you want on offense. You can come right back and run essentially the same play because you have momentum. Or you can fake that running play and throw something deep over the top. Or you now feel like you have an extra down to play with, because if you go ahead and just throw it and you don't get it, come back and try and pick it up on 3rd down.
Here we go.
They run. Anderson. Oh, nice move. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Does not matter what the yardage is on that play. Why? Because you're watching a running back who doesn't go down easily. There may be contact, but he's fighting for every inch, every yard. His teammates will get excited when they watch that.
On second down, Anderson. And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Mission Valley and San Diego. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the fourth. Offense just a yard away from the line they need to gain. Third down. They'll run it. Here's Anderson. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He goes underneath for Anderson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 30.
Anderson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down.
One of the underappreciated aspects of great quarterbacks is their ability to sell fakes. And on draw plays, when they can sell the pass really hard to the defense and then hand it off, that's when that play's successful.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on third down. Here's Hoyer. And he's got a noon one. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series. They'll run for it with Anderson. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Brad, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield to make the play?
So a defensive brain lapse there and an encroachment penalty.
Sometimes when you don't watch the football and make sure that it's snapped, you're watching the offensive player, and they can influence you occasionally and look like they're getting ready to move, and the officials don't detect it.
Still second down.
And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Second and goal from the 2-yard line. So they'll try again with Anderson. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. So backed up to the 6 now. 3rd and goal. Graham slotted out to the left. Hoyer. He's got time. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal.
Here we go. 3-19.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Jimmy Graham, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders move back within a couple of the lead. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Big 4th down conversion for the score and the defense. That is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Carson Wentz, along with his offense, heading back out there for their next possession. He's had quite the turnaround, Charles. At the start of the game, passing game was a little bit of a mess, but he's back on the horse, so to speak.
Love seeing how someone can rebound from a slow start or a tough start. Means that they're strong mentally. They've kind of calmed themselves down. Everyone's rallied around them. Maybe they even change game planning a little bit in order to make things better for him.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Tyrone Crawford in there to get him. And that is sack number 15 for him on the year.
But, Brandon, sometimes I think when we watch games, we're actually watching a living museum because we're seeing the evolution of positions almost with each passing game. How about defensive ends nowadays and the way that they can run almost all the way across the field?
It is unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, they're so strong, but they're so lean. They can move so quick with those bodies.
It's almost unfair. You're supposed to be able to know where a defensive end is supposed to be on every play. These guys flash so quickly, you're not sure where they're going to end up.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Now Wentz. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Watch that end, tight end's right. Tight end's right.
They come out here in the eye. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. And all the way in. Touchdown, San Diego. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Chargers are going to take the lead. And they will take a 7-point lead now. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They go play action here on first down. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. So incomplete on second down. Now they'll look to convert here on third.
Everyone's got four down. Set. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll look to throw again. And able to find Graham, complete. And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Got two, got three. No. Patriots.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Surveying the field. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
It's caught outright by Graham. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
A dump off to Anderson. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move. He's having a nice game through the air. His decision-making's been really good. Solid there again. Just seeing nothing downfield, goes underneath. Nice game.
How about the patience? Because when you're having a big game through the air, you're looking for those chunk plays, those big ones downfield. Instead, as you noted, takes the check down, dumps it off, gains good yardage anyway. Really well executed.
This will be caught inside the 10. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And numbers to like, that's for sure here. Back-to-back good games. Maybe they found something last week that they can carry forward here, a little blueprint.
Yeah, we often talk about it.
And now the Chargers are going to signal for another timeout. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. First down and goal to go from the 7. Here's Anderson fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving.
False start, offense.
They're back at the 8 now. 3rd and goal.
Now let's go. Boom,
Here's Hoyer. And that is incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. And now it's 4th down.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
And Nugent puts it through, and high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
This will be fielded at the 6. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They come up in an offset eye. Elliott. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here. That'll be their 2nd, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. Let's see if they can convert here on 3rd and 3. They come out here in the eye. On 3rd down, Elliott. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Here we go now.
They'll give to Elliott. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. A gain of 3, 2nd down. And they'll take a knee as the clock ticks down toward 50 seconds to go. Wentz with a kneel down, and that will be the final act of this game. Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Chargers, they remain in the hunt for a first-round